Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for your presence on behalf of the trustees of Destination Heritage and myself, the founder trustee, Dr. Geeta U. Badikillaya. This is the start of Shravan Masa, July, August, wherein we have a plethora of festivals following one after the other. And today is Nagara Panchami, which makes the commencement of these festivals. And these festivals go up to November. So what we find is this Nagara Panchami, we have invited a speaker who is a life coach, and she has done so much of research on mudras, and it is very relevant that what her topic of talk today is very relevant to today's Nagara Panchami. So we also find that the snake is represented in art, religion, philosophy, and also in spirituality. We see in religion that Shiva has the snake around his neck, Vishnu lying or reclining on the Adisesha, and we have Ganesha having the snake as his belt, then his brother Kartikeya or Subramanya, wherein his Vahana has got the snake in his beak, and we also have the representation of the Parshvanatha in of the Jaina Parshvanatha and the Buddhist Muchalinga Buddha, wherein the hooded snake is like a Prabhavali. So there is also a spiritual significance, and that is the complete awakening and taming of the snake within. We live in a universe full of electromagnetic subtle energy and pranic currents embedded in our bodies and the very fabric of space. These cosmic forces are symbolized as serpents in yogic thought. Mrs. Umamaheswari Venkatesh is a practicing chartered accountant of 28 years who got her calling for a spiritual quest. She has been on this journey for a few years, practicing and teaching yoga to create wellness and impact lives globally. She does seva through her mudra pranayama gyan sessions and has reached out to a 6 lakh audience through 600 talks and live sessions. She was the branch in charge of yoga at Decathlon, Banargata for 5 years. She conducts multiple sessions for corporates, medical facilities, and the elderly in retirement homes and schools locally. She pursues diverse interests, including blogging and traveling. In today's talk, Mrs. Uma Maheshwari will give us insights into the Pancha Mahabhutas. The universe and everything, both living and non living, are made of these elements. These five elements are at our fingertips. Systems Unfortunately, we have forgotten the efficacy of the Indian knowledge systems as they can be channelized and also can self heal. Mudra is a gesture that transcends us into the emotional and spiritual levels. They are the positions of either the whole body or just hands to direct the flow of vital energy, prana, through the energy channels, the nadi of the human body. The gestures performed during worship and Sandhya Vadana, especially various dance forms, are replete with the silent eloquence of mudras. According to the science of yoga, mudras establish a direct link between the five koshas, seven chakras, and the dynamic Kundalini power. This, in a nutshell, is the science of mudra. And I warmly welcome you, Mrs. Uma Maheshwari ji. I have heard your talks last week. It was very riveting the way you have told how our Indian knowledge systems are very important in these times, especially for the well-being both of the mind and the body. So we are all eagerly looking forward to your postulations and the expositions that you will take from now. So warm welcome once again, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Geeta ji. A pleasure to present the knowledge system here. I thank Shreyas ji also here for coordinating the whole platform, and Destination Heritage for trusting me and giving this platform to present the knowledge system. So, without much ado, let me start. Neck and back straight, or as always with a prayer. Neck and back straight, elbows relaxed, shoulders relaxed. Join your palms above your head, aligning your left and right aura. Gently bring your palms down to your Agnya Chakra, the point between your eyebrows, aligning your left and right cerebral energies. Gently bring your palms down to your chest, heart chakra, Anahata Chakra, aligning your practical and emotional dimensions. Breathe in, breathe out. As you stay with your breath, I will chant the shloka. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Unaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahaihi Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahaihi. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Do not open your eyes. Gently rub your palms, cup your face, bring your palms in front of you, open your eyes only into your palm. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Let's start the session. So, Geeta ji had told me there are a lot of elite people here, highly read people here. So, in spite of that, let's go back to school days and let's start our knowledge, mudra knowledge from there. So, this is usually an interactive session. So, quickly, I will. We can connect on the chat here. So, how was the universe formed? We all know the science at school. We were taught the Big Bang theory. But what does our scriptures say? Our scriptures say very beautifully that for anything to manifest, it has to have a project in mind. So the entire project, whether you want to plant a tree in your garden. So first you will decide which seed should go in there and what should be done. So let's say you take 2 seeds. So one mango seed, another guava seed. So what do? You will first decide, I'm going to plant this. Then you visualize how it's going to grow up and how grandchildren are going to benefit from the tree, swinging on it, they eating the fruits, taking the shade there and picnicking there. So this kind of a thought manifestation happens for every event before the real manifestation happens. So having parked it, then with the sprouting, the seed blossoms into a sprouts into a plant, and then the trunk forms, the branches, leaves, flowers, of course the fruit, and every fruit carries a seed. And when a mango seed and a guava seed is parked, none of them say, they don't get together and say, hey, we are chuddy those men, let's grow up together as one mango tree. The moment a seed is launched, it has its journey, it has its work to be delivered to this universe. Okay, the Nama Rupa is only for seva here. So on having understood that, how was the universe formed from that angle? So there is this Mahat, the supreme consciousness, Sarva Chaitanyam, where you have the Sarvagna Bija. So the thought of manifesting this universe was first formed in the Mahat, the supreme consciousness, and therefrom the seed of the universe, Sarvagna Bija, in the Hiranyagarbha was triggered open by the three gunas. Most of you must be aware of it. So that sprouting or that bursting open of that Sarvagna Bija, which is being experimented, they are recreating the entire Big Bang theory in Sweden now. So that God particle or the seed, Sarvagna Bija, which sprouted, manifesting the first trigger happens. You always have any cracker, light, heat, and sound. So here the light became the Atma Jyoti, heat became the heat with which every being in this universe is running to, the Kundalini energy or whatever you call it, because without heat the body becomes cold and declared dead. So heat is very critical to maintain the temperature of the body at every level, and thereafter you have the sound. The sound is the Omkara. Every religion has their own calling upon the universe. There's a sound for it, and ours, of course, calls it the Omkara. So this Omkara is still reverberating within every cell in this universe. So that is why we have this universe as chara chara, the moving or the and the non-moving. We don't have living and non-living, right? So thereafter, now that you have the light, heat, and sound, thereafter the first to form was the Akasha Tattva, subtlest of all, the Akasha Tattva, followed by Vayu Tattva, followed by Agni Tattva, followed by Varuna Tattva, finally the Prithvi Tattva. So the subtlest to the grossest, these are the Pancha Mahabhutas. And these Pancha Mahabhutas is present in every aspect in this universe. Take the mountains, the forests, the rivers, and animals, birds, and ourselves. All of us are made of the Pancha Mahabhutas. The ratio proportion is just different. Mountains have solidity, more of earth. Rivers have more of Varuna Tattva or Jala Tattva, right? So similarly, other aspects have a mix and match of these Pancha Mahabhutas. That is why this universe is called Prapancha. For every aspect, there are Pancha Mahabhutas. Okay, and these Pancha Mahabhutas have to be in that cosmic balance. They were launched with a rhythm and they have to stay in tune with the rhythm. In case there's any imbalance, then there is a dis-ease. There is a lack of ease, a comfort lacking. So it results in a dis-ease status. And that disease at every level. So we have seen microcosm and macrocosm are exactly the same. Microcosm, that is the individual, is just a miniature version of the universe. The universe runs to the same energy as the microcosm also runs to. So now this energy, if there is an imbalance, then it results in a disease status. And every level, at take for example the earth. And the macrocosm, if there's an imbalance in earth element, you will end up having earthquakes, right? And in the individual level, it is a case of what is the earth in the body? Anything solid. So whether it is the bones, the flesh, the fat, all of these comprise of the earth element, and any imbalance in that will result in muscle cramps. It will result in arthritis and bone deficiencies. All of these form the earth imbalance. Similarly, water imbalance results in the universe excess of water, floods, lack of water, drought. In the individual, look at all the water elements in the body, right from cerebrospinal fluid to eyes to ears to nose, mucus, the aqueous humor, vitreous humor, so the saliva, the lymphatic fluids, digestive fluids. So all of these fluids will go to a depletion state. Anemia happens, the drying up of eyes happen, ear imbalance happens, all because of fluid imbalance. Same with Agni Tattva, the fire element, where you have in the macrocosm the volcanoes and forest fires, and in the individual ulcers and acidity, and of course our very common fever. So like this, we have imbalances creating we will go in deep in a longer session. Today's session we will just stick to the basics. So the other elements will cover later. So this is how an imbalance will cause a disease in the individual. And we are all running to the soul energy, the pranic energy, which is called the life force. And this life force hits all the body ends through the sense organs and they escape the body. Just like how you have the ocean, the seashore, the sea comes all the way to the shore and recedes again. Similarly, our pranic energy also escapes through our eyes, nose tips, ear tips, lip tips, and fingertips and toe tips, where the skin ends. So all the sense organs, this is where they escape. And so that is why we brush our palms, cup our face, and any energy from the eyes is recycled into the body through our palms. So the very basic Karagre Vasate Lakshmi, which we chant early in the morning. Why? What happened in the night? Where were you? So initially you were awake watching TV maybe, and gradually you drifted into dream sleep state, and which is known as REM, rapid eye movement and sleep cycle. And thereafter you moved into a deep sleep state, that is Jagrat, Swapna and Shushupti state. So where were you actually in that Shushupti state? In that Shushupti state, in that deep sleep state, just like how our mobiles recharge using our power source, we were recharging ourselves from our source, which is our source, the Sarvagna Bija. And where is the Sarvagna Bija? Within ourselves, right? The every fruit of creation is the bija. So we are also carrying the Sarvagna bija, the all-knowing seed, and we actually get into an involution mode where we recharge ourselves. So early in the morning, we have gone back home and come again. Such a beautiful, our source from where the entire universe manifested, we have hit that base and we have come back. So that kind of an energy that we are holding on to. So when we wake up, rub your palms, cup your face, and immediately don't look around, just look into your palm, capture that energy and recycle it within your body. There's tremendous energy there. Those who know, those who are into Itihasa, you know what happened to when Gandhari looked at Bhima's toe and how it got burnt. That eyes, energy of the eyes, which she had kept blindfolded for Dhritarashtra's sake. So, like that, we have many itihasas giving us, explaining how much of energy our utterance, what we say happens, and what we see, and how much power of the eyes can grant, good will for everyone around. So that kind of a power we have, and this same power, okay, which escapes. So how much power does each one of us have? Do we have enough to run 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day? There are so many, Gita ji and all are running 14, 15 hours a day. So this kind of an energy comes when you do anything passionate. This kind of energy comes when there is love for something, a fear, or an anger, of course. So let's take an example of you come home very tired after a long day at work, and you are just on your street, and then the stray dog chases you. What do you say? Hey, I'm tired, man. You please take a break. Let's start chasing each other after some time. We immediately start running because fear gives us that energy. But this energy, we don't have to wait for fear. Or let's take COVID time. So many children stayed away, and they all, when they came after 4-5 years break from abroad, the unwell mother, was she sleeping in the bed and saying, I can't get up? She just wore the child's favorite sari, cooked the favorite dish, and immediately seemed to look good and well, hale and healthy when the child comes in, right? So that is the kind of energy all of us call upon when there is something loving to do or passionate to do, right? So we can call upon this energy at all times and charge ourselves up. Now that we know how much energy we have and how it can be trapped, now let's explore mudras. So these Panchamahabhutas, these Panchamahabhutas are available at our fingertips. Okay, so we will explore one by one and then understand mudras before that. So the most important finger of the 5 is thumb. And fire is the most important element for the Annamaya Kosha. I told you, heat is very important. So thumb is matched to the fire element. Thereafter, you have the index finger. Whenever we think we do this. So air is responsible for the thought waves. Just give me a second. Sorry. So air is responsible for thought waves, and we trigger the air element using our index finger. So air is mapped to the index finger. The tallest element, the sky, which is farthest. So middle finger is mapped to the space element, and then you have ring finger where you wear the rings. The rings are made of metals. Metals come from earth. So ring finger is mapped to earth element. Finally, we have the water element, which is our little finger. So fire, air, space, earth, and water. 5 elements at our fingertips. And we needed the fire elements, the 5 elements, when the launch of the universe happened. We have it at our fingertips. That makes us a creator too, right? So now with these 5 elements at our fingertips, we can bring in balance, we can increase the element or we can decrease the element depending on the body's condition and when you hit a imbalance. Okay, so that is how mudras are formed. Mudras are gestures using your fingertips, where you reset your body's health and balance in the Panchamahabhutas. And this kind of a mudra. Muddu means joy, dra means dravya, fluidity, so flows. So whenever you hold mudra, automatically joy flows. So let's start with the first mudra. Of course, smile is the first mudra. Then we have the mudra where you balance the air element. So touch the tip of your index finger to the thumb. This is your, for those who are into yoga, this is your chin mudra or your gyan mudra. Then this is used for any kriya. Then this becomes your chin mudra during asanas, vrikshasana or virabhadrasana. When you hold this mudra, then it is chin mudra. For some pranayamas, when you use it, that is also called chin mudra. And the same mudra, when you use it for meditation, it becomes your jnana mudra. How does it work as jnana? As per reflexology, this is the tip of your thumb is your fontanel, the soft portion on the frontal brain, and the index finger being the, as per your palmistry, it is your Jupiter. Who is Jupiter? Guru, right? So Guru leads you to the Brahmarandra. This part is the Brahmarandra. So this Guru activates the Brahmarandra and your jnana becomes awakened. So that is another beautiful aspect. So Brahmarandra activated using our gently touching. How to hold a mudra? Very gentle touching. All other fingers are straight, joined together and open to the sky. Okay, so this is how the mudra is held. As light as two live wires coming together, or as light as you releasing a butterfly inside your house to the garden again. So that gentle touching is more than enough to balance the element. Similarly, we balance the space element, a very important mudra for calcium absorption. So acupressure says your thyroid meridians are here. So when you hold this, the calcium absorption happens. It also detoxifies the body. Then you have earth balance, your ring finger touching the tip. And this is strengthening the bones, and connect with earth enhances, and vitamin absorption happens. And finally, water balance, of course, along with beauty enhancement, all other water issues are also resolved. So mudra, that itself is drawing joy, and along with it, these help in balancing. Balancing have got no rules. You can just hold the mudras at the tips and anytime, anywhere. Then you have the real situation is when you have a condition. Okay, so the condition is whether the element is increased or element is decreased. So whenever there is a high element element increased in the body, you feel hyper. So how do you reduce your gastric formation? So how do you reduce the element? Anything which is in a high, you always bow it down. Similarly here, every element, you bow it down to the base of the thumb. Hero is our thumb. Fire is the hero. Why is fire the hero? Fire is the hero because fire is the only element of the Pancha Mahabhutas capable of transforming from solid to liquid, liquid to gas. Others are all static in their own nature. So fire, they bow down to the hero, index finger goes down to the thumb, the air element reduces. So anytime you want to eat that extra pani puri, this helps reduce the air element. Similarly, reducing the space element, very good mudra for people with vertigo and people with age-related hearing problems, not being genetic, and then reducing the earth element. Okay, again, these are all therapeutic, and reducing the water element. So whenever you reduce an element, it is therapeutic. So it should be held only, it should be used as tablets only when there is a condition. And once the condition is healed, automatically you should discontinue the practicing that mudra. Okay, so a very interesting experience is when I was doing the session for Kumran School. One of the teachers practiced this. I was given just 1 hour. I could only cover the element-based mudra. So she had practiced she was a vertigo patient, and she practiced it, and she came back with a feedback saying she stopped her vertigo tablets. Then I was called for a advanced session for the same teachers in that school, and addressed about 400 teachers in the next session. So that was a wonderful feedback, because mostly these sessions are knowledge based sessions, and when somebody practically applies it and comes back with a feedback, it's very overwhelming. So similarly, this whenever we check for obesity, then automatically this mudra, where the Prithvi element, earth finger, is reduced. So when you do this, in any holistic approaches, the weight does not reduce. The metabolic rate gets reset to match the environment, and the regular circadian, match the circadian rhythm. Okay, so here what happens in reducing the earth element, this resets the body's metabolic rate. So first of all, the weight increase should be on account of any lifestyle changes, night shift working, or wrong eating habits. Okay, so all of these which cause or medicine, side effects of medicine, any of these which has led to increased weight, only those can be corrected. If it is genetic, this cannot be corrected. So this is, earth is down, then the sun is up. This is known as Surya Mudra. Anybody wanting to practice this mudra should definitely take in fluids. Okay, so supplement along with fluids, water or juices, and ensure that, because this will dehydrating mudra. Similarly, reducing the water element, too much of running nose, water imbalance in the body, menstrual bleeding, then this can be used. Of course, the doctor should say, yes, the condition is excessive menstrual bleeding. So then you can be used. And once the body is healed, this has to be discontinued. How long to hold these mudras? Therapeutic mudras, you can hold for a maximum of half an hour per day. And since your fingers might be hurting, you can hold it for about 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening. So 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening for therapy purposes. Otherwise, you should discontinue the mudras. Now that we know how to decrease the mudras, how to increase any mudra, so for that we have to use the same thumb as the hero and take it to the base of the elements. So index finger, thumb goes to the base of the index finger to increase the air element, base of the middle finger to increase the space element, base of the ring finger to increase the earth element, base of the water to increase the water element. So this is how we increase the elements, and this is how the decreasing happens. We use the thumb, use the fire element. Okay, so now that we have learned element based mudras, okay, let's explore mudras within our body. And before I go to that, every school child in India, how does it say it wants to visit the restroom? Anybody, please, in the chat box. How do you think the child tells the teacher it wants to visit the restroom? So it shows the little finger. Okay, all of the children here are trained to show the little finger. So in the Guru Shishya Parampara, when it used to happen under the trees, there used to be a tremendous noise around and distractions around. So the Guru's responsibility was to launch the children as a pack into his bubble and hold their concentration. Now, if a child in between stands up and says, restroom, sir, the entire bubble is broken. So he's supposed to show this. Why this little finger? All of the elements are on a low, only the water element is on a high. So that is why the little finger was shown before the child leaves for a, we've never thought of all this. Okay, so little finger was shown, and then the child used to go to the restroom without making a noise. And similarly, whenever we are yawning, okay, generally when do we yawn? When we are in a lying down posture ready to sleep, or crouching in the sofa watching TV, and we start yawning when we feel sleepy. So what is the natural thing that we all of us do? what is it that we do? We click our fingers, right? When we yawn, we click our fingers. Why do we click our fingers? We can do anything. Why are we clicking our fingers? Because there is a possibility in that posture that we end up getting a locked jaw situation. Okay, so when there is a locked jaw, then the alignment, space alignment is gone for a toss. So this clicking will automatically realign the jaw to its original position. Similarly, we have, how do we make a wish? All of us make a wish. So immediately we crisscross. The entire space, mind space, is hooked onto the air, which is driving the thought, ekagrata, into one focus. And the mind is kept in a single focus by hooking the index finger towards single thought. So these are some regular routine activities that we're already doing, but unaware that they are all mudras in one way or the other. Okay. So let's explore the Pancha Mahabhutas in our body. Starting from our toe till the bottom of the spine, all the Pancha Mahabhutas are prevalent. Earth is the dominant element. Okay. Now, close your eyes, take a walk in your lower abdomen, below your navel, above your tailbone. Okay, in that, so the abdomen itself, below your chest, the entire abdomen is of two parts, upper abdomen and lower abdomen. In the lower abdomen, take a walk, let your organs feel happy for a change, and find out which is the dominant and what are the organs there, what is their function, and what is the dominant element there. All elements prevalent, which is the dominant element. Any guesses? Quickly. So it is the water element. You have your kidney, which purifies blood. You have your urinary bladder, which throws out water waste. You have your large intestine, which has to be fluidy for easy throw out of solid waste. You have the the small intestine, which absorbs food. In what format is the food extracted and absorbed by the body? Rasa tattva. The entire food is crushed, and rasa, the fluid aspect, is absorbed by the villi in the small intestine walls. And after that, you have the uterus, where the new creation of a child happens in the womb, in the water bag. Right? So water, which is responsible for creation and available there in the uterus also. So all of them are water dominated organs, and they work with water. And so water is the dominant element there. A little up in your upper abdomen, all of us know digestion happens. So which is the most dominant element there? Yes, fire element. So what is very interesting is all the ladies be disappointed. Whatever we cook, even our stomach is not happy with it. It prefers its own, it has its own kitchen. It prefers its own garam masala. So it has panchamrita, and it has its own havana. With acids falling into it, starting with saliva, stomach acid, pancreatic acid, the bile juice, and the intestinal juice. Panchamrita falling into that havana. So every time we eat, it is equated, Brahmarpadam Brahmavihi, it is equated to a egna, the homa, and we celebrate our entire process of eating itself as a puja, right? And then come a little up, you have your chest till your Agnya Chakra, till your point between eyebrows. It's all about the air. Okay. So you have the lungs, where exchange of gases happen. You have the heart, where fixation of oxygen happens. You have the windpipe. You have the larynx, the communication channel, which works like a flute. Air goes through it, and the space in the larynx, and melodious voice is released, and exchange of gases happens in the nostrils. And all the sense organs are housed here in this region. So again, air has a major activity with this, and air is also responsible for your thought processes. So what happens is, every time you have a wound or a hurt in the facial region, your toothache, your eye, compared to a wound in the knee or your elbow or any other part of the body, anything in the face region, the pain is excessive. So that is because air is the dominant element here, and thereafter here it is the space from Agnya Chakra to elements are present, space is the most dominant because it is the mind space. And how should mind be? How should mind be? How should space be? When do you say there is space next to me? Come and sit here. When it is empty. So what happens is, this is never empty. It's always cluttered. Only when it is empty, the cerebrospinal fluid is static without any ripples on it. There are no thought waves. They are all called waves. So there are no thought waves. Then automatically you are in bliss. You are in swastha. What is swastha? Swayam. You are staying. Stha is staying. So you are staying in yourself all the time. What do? We are always in the outside world. Whenever you close your eyes and stay with yourself, you are at peace. There's nothing that is bothering you, right? Such an Anand state. So swastha means staying within yourself in good health. And when there is a disturbance to it, we have seen how mudras can help us conquer that condition. Okay. So now let's visit what happened. We established space, air, fire, water, earth in the same order as the universe was formed. Our top to toe, head to toe is in the same construct. Similarly, if you look at the life, your lifespan, when you're just born, you are in the earth formation. The tissues are forming, the bones are fusing. All of these are earth related. From 12 to maybe 22, it is all about the hormones having its havoc and enjoying itself. And that is your puberty stage, where water and hormonal secretions, the fluids are on a right, and the transition takes some time to stabilize. Thereafter, it is all about career, studying, getting married, transforming from a single person to a family with children. So all these are Kama, Agni, career, Agni, all of these studies, intellect, firing the intellect, all of these are Agni related. Acidity, all that is also manifesting at that point of time. 40 plus till 60, it's all about air. So person who was eating 5-6 puris after 40, like, I used to eat so many, now I'm unable to eat, full gas formation, bloating happens, thoughts are cluttered. That is because there's transition into air. 60 plus space. So mind space, heart space, your intestinal space, all of these go for a toss. Prostate issues come, intestinal issues, constipation comes, heart problems, cardiovascular problem comes, memory loss happens, Parkinson's come, our Alzheimer's come. So all these issues start after 60. But most important, where is space? Very close to Sarvagna Bija, from where the source, from the source it's closest. So there are people when they are in the right path or in the spiritual path, suddenly, when this man was going to movies all the time, now he's sitting with scriptures and doing pilgrimages. So that kind of a transformation you see in people when they get into space mode. They become more spiritual, they become more goal oriented or ekagrata, one focused. Okay, and that is how the lifespan is also working. Earth, then it is fluids, then your hormones, then fire, then air, and finally space. So in the same order, grossest to the subtlest, where we started from, back to the source. Okay, and in a day, in a year, if you it's the same thing. Vasanta Ritu is all about earth and water. Then Grishma Ritu is about summer, fire, high. Then autumn is all about wind, and winter is all about shutting down, space element. Okay, and just to trigger again, just to restart again, life renews. So is our lifetime, where we all believe in rebirth and the cycle going on. So that is how it happens. It just lull for some time and then restarts. So this is how the Pancha Mahabhutas is celebrated everywhere. And how is these Pancha Mahabhutas replenished within us? So let's take earth element. When you look at the earth element, for us, it is replenished using food from soil. So earth again. Then water element, you know, and rasam, sambar, all of that, all the fluids. Then you have fire element. Where does you get your fire element to replenish yourself? Spicy food is one way to say it, but fire, the fire aspect in your body enhances only when there is extremely satsang thoughts. So thoughts add fuel to the body's fire. Okay, it fuels the fire in the body, and so good thoughts are very, very critical for this replenishing the fire element in the body. Then air, of course, breathing, exchange of gases and the air in the atmosphere. And space, where do you think you all get space from? How does the space in the body replenish itself? Anybody in the chat box? So space element in the body is very important. It has to be clear, it has to be empty, and so that space element is replenished when you are in good deep sleep. So deep sleep is very important. Okay, so this is how the body finds its source of energy. Okay, so now, when we are holding these mudras, we finished the element-based mudras. Let's quickly learn the Pancha Prana mudras. Okay, Pancha Prana mudras are those Pancha Prana. Most of you must be aware those 5 functions of the body. We have 10 pranas: Pancha Mukhya Prana, Pancha Upa Prana. We will focus on Pancha Prana, which is responsible for functions in the body. So the air we breathe is the same air outside and inside the body, whether it is inside a balloon, whether it is outside, whether it's inside us, or whether it is outside. That same air, which when it blends with the pranic energy, it becomes the prana, and based on its location, it performs the function. So when the prana is at the chest level, it performs the function of respiration. Okay, pranavayu. Then a little below in the upper abdomen region, it aids using combustion properties. It aids digestion, samana. Okay, then a little below it is elimination, throwing out the waste or what is not part of the body, including labor. Okay, delivery. So that is apana. So and then for circulatory purposes, it is known as Vyana, and finally Udana for communication and buoyancy. So prana is for respiration, samana is for digestion, apana is for elimination, Vyana is for circulation, and Udana is for communication. Okay, so these are the Pancha Prana, and each of them have a mudra, which is a mudra that can be done regularly. No, it's not a therapy based. It can be used for therapy also and on a daily basis also. If you're using mudras on a daily basis, including the balancing mudras, you can do it for 10 minutes. That is more than enough. So when we look at Pancha Prana mudras, Prana mudra, now element based mudra, it was 1 finger. Here it is to the thumb, to our hero, 2 fingers. So Prana mudra is ring finger, little finger. What is prana? How does prana form? You need sun, water, sunlight, sun, water, soil, right? So similarly here, fire, water, soil. Okay, so water is your little finger, earth is your ring finger, both come together. This is your prana mudra, a very important mudra for your immunity building and energizing you. So prana mudra. How to remember this? To remove somebody else's prana, you show a gun in this way, right? So this is an easy way of you forming a prana mudra. And then next is your apana mudra, middle 2 fingers. For dancers, it is known as mrigi mudra. So for us, it is apana mudra. So the waist, the space, and the earth within the body, which should be in balance. Okay, so if it is constipation, that gets thrown out. If it is a negative thought, that gets thrown out. Anything which is with this mudra will help bring a balance between the earth and the space in the body, and thus remove any constipated thought or a fear or a long lodged phobia, and of course physically the constipation part. Okay, so this is your apana mudra. Then we have Vyana mudra, side by side. Okay, so Vyana mudra, space is with the space in the body, air is moving around and carrying the nutrients and other needed inputs for the body. So this is your Vyana mudra, side by side, index finger and middle finger. And finally, then we have Udana mudra for communication. I told you, air is pressed and released through voice box. So here you have the middle finger pressing the air element here. Okay, this is your Udana Mudra. And so we have, let's go through it again. Prana Mudra for energizing and for your immunity enhancing. Apana Mudra for eliminating negative energy, negative thoughts, or any constipation. Then Vyana is for easy circulation. So suppose you travel by bus and you get a cramp or a catch in the back, then or anywhere in the body, that wrong posture, then this can be corrected using Vyana Mudra. Then suppose you have a throat strain during your session, or during your after your session, the throat is strained, drying of throat because of the fan, or stammering. All of these can be corrected with Udana Mudra, one above the other. Okay. And finally, we have Samana Mudra, which is good for digestion, all the 5 fingers coming together. So Prana, Apana, Vyana for circulation and preservation, Udana for communication, and finally Samana for digestion. That is very beautiful about Samana. All the 5 fingers come together. So when you do Samana Mudra, that is why we have to eat with all the 5 fingers. Okay, when you eat with all the 5 fingers, the Samana is also activated. When the Samana activated, digestion becomes easier and not a strain for you. Okay, similarly, all the 5 elements come together. So this itself can be used as a healing mudra, headache, neck ache, or a throat strain. All of these can be, and not only yours, you can use it for others also. And how do we make a wish in front of God? We take a flower with all the 5 fingers, hold it here, and then offer it to the God with the 5 fingers, right? So that is a Sankalpa Mudra. So many benefits of this mudra, Sankalpa Mudra, where you make a wish and the wish is granted with using the 5 fingers. Okay, good. So Prana, Apana, Vyana side by side, Udana one above the other, Samana. So now it all becomes so technical. How do we remember this? So for a long life, we know we have to do yoga, meditation, and some other holistic approaches. So Tai Chi, whatever are there. Along with that, we do Upvas. Upvas. U-P-V-A-S. U for Udana, P for Prana, V for Vyana, A for Apana, S for Samana. Easy way to remember. Okay, if you know Upvas, you know the 5 Pancha Pranas. Okay, so that is another thing. So coming back to our exploring the elements in the body. So whenever a child is super happy on winning a shield in the school, okay, exploring the 5 elements in the body we did. So every child is happy, and this particular child has won the shield. So how does the child feel? How do the parents feel and the teachers feel? Very proud. So 1 week of Instagram posting, media posting, all Facebook handle, Twitter handle, Insta handle, all done. So the child is super happy. What do we tell that? Where is the child now? What do we say? Where is the child now? The child is on cloud 9, 7th heaven, flying high, not on the ground, right? And then after a month, if he's still boasting, then we get upset, and then we tell him, come on, it's time to be grounded, or I will put you in the naughty corner. And what do we say? We say in at home, what do we all say? We all say that it's not only you. That day, the bus came on time. That day, there was no flat tire. Okay, and that day it didn't rain. So it's not only you, the entire universe conspired to deliver your wish for you. So you wished for the award and you were granted that. So you have the Adi Atmika, your self effort, and Adi Bhautika by the surroundings, and Adi Devika beyond your control. Even the gods work for you, the powers beyond you work for you by ensuring. The athletics would have got cancelled and you would have not won the award. So this kind of a conspiring happens. So you can't go thanking everyone individually. So go put it in the puja room, go put it where the God's place is, and thank there. And then what do? You apply kumkum. With which finger do you apply kumkum? With your ring finger. What is ring finger? Earth element. What is the best color for gardening? Which soil is the best? Red soil. So you use red kumkum, which is again strongly representative of the earth. or they just take matti, right? So those days they used to take the matti, and then with your ring finger, which is your earth finger, apply it on your forehead, which is space element. So we explored the 5 elements in the body. This is your space element. So you ground yourself applying kumkum with the earth element. And then you put your head down and do namaskara. Head touches the ground. Again, grounding happens, because viparita joy or sorrow, both are very, very deluding for us. Okay, it puts us into depression mode or deviation mode, the thought process. So what happens is, our scriptures always say sthita pragna, do not be super happy and super sad, just accept things and thank the divine for giving it to you if it's a good moment, and take it as an experience if it is a sad moment, and move on with life. Don't let any event bother you. Okay, so that kind of a equipoise state is what we all have to hold on to. Then, so same kumkum by the Rakhi brother. Now Rakhi is coming up. So with the Rakhi coming up, and when the soldier is going or the king is going to the battlefield, the same kumkum is applied using the thumb upwards. Okay, why? Because we're going to make the fire element aggressive in the person, so that he is brave and with a fighting spirit on the battlefield, with the left and right cerebral energies balanced. He can't be reckless there. He has to follow the rules of the war, and at the same time win for his country, protect his country. So the fire is elongated, the fire is made aggressive along with the balanced cerebral energies. So that is why the kumkum was applied like this. Okay, so that is how the Pancha Mahabhutas are celebrated. Let's have a quick recap. So we saw the Pancha Mahabhutas at our fingertips. We looked at mudras. Okay, the mudras are many types: spiritual mudra, hasta mudras, kaya mudras, vajroli mudras, bandha mudras, so manas mudras. So mana mudras, we are in our session understood the hasta mudras, that too health oriented. There might be variations for certain mudras. Please, when you Google it, and then it might be a spiritual mudra, the same name, but held in a different way. So we have explored health mudras. We have understood that they are available at our fingertips: fire, air, space, earth, water. Okay, so fire, air, space, water. Fire in the thumb, index finger is air, middle finger is space, ring finger is earth, little finger is water. Balancing is gentle touching of tips. Increasing is the hero, the thumb goes to the base of every element, and decreasing is every element goes down to the base of the thumb. And we also learned the Pancha Prana mudras. Prana mudra, 2 fingers, the reminds us of the gun. Then middle 2 fingers, Apana mudra. Okay, then side by side, Vyana mudra. One above the other, Udana mudra and Samana mudra. All the 5 fingers coming together. Okay, so this is a recap, and we also saw how these helps us, the function-based mudras. So when there is another occasion, when there is time, we can explore organ-based mudras and other therapeutic mudras and how they have to be held. We also have 6 daily mudras that also we can explore at some point of time, and what to do when there is a challenge with our any of our health conditions. So if we have a challenge even holding mudras, I'm not able to bend, other fingers are not straight, then there are techniques which can be done on a daily basis for increasing the flexibility of the fingers. Let's explore it sometime. Whatever I have discussed, I know the content is quite heavy and so people who want to refer it, it's available on my blog, which has got a lot of hits already. So you can explore that in this blog summary. Shreyas, I have added, I have shared a link on the group. You can pass it on to the both the Facebook and the YouTube page. And also, this is the therapeutic based mudras. You click on the condition, it will show the condition will throw up. You can A to Z, the conditions are given. And what you can do is click on the condition, anemia, click on it, list of mudras are there. Click on the mudra name, how to hold the mudra and what are the benefits is revealed in that. Okay, and of course, then those who want to attend these sessions, you can join my WhatsApp group. The link is available here. And in case this link is full, you can use the new link because there are already 1,000 plus participants. So you can use the new link and join in the new group. So what happened was that this is the book that you can refer, available on Amazon, for which I follow generally. So this is known as Suman Chiplankarji's book, Mudras and Health Perspectives. And along with hers, there are other books I've explored, but this is the basic book, and it has all these mudras and many more for health purposes. Okay, so we have these sessions happening every month on the platform that I've shared here, WhatsApp group, and announcements are made there. And anyone who's interested can join the group and wait for the announcements. There are other therapies also. Holding mudra for a long time, so seed therapy is there. Color therapy is there. We have panelists who conduct those. I'm sure Geeta ji might bring them to you also on this platform and that platform. So you can choose to understand more, go deeper into the subject using this. And very interestingly, what happened, I would like to share an incident. One of the sessions, a pregnant lady in US was attending the session. I think it was early morning for them. So she dozed off. And after 2 weeks, when the child was born, the child was holding the mudras, and she shared pictures, which is on my blog. So she shared pictures of the child holding mudras within 15 days of its birth, and it was very overwhelming, similar to how the teacher gave a feedback. And there's so many other experiences, which is very humbling and overwhelming. And how even now, as I was speaking, I was holding Udana Mudra and my cough subsided. So that is the kind of magic mudras can bring to us. And at our fingertips, wherever we are, at our comfort zone, we are placed, we can hold these mudras and heal ourselves. So we have hit 7. So thank you, Geeta ji, for the platform. Thank you, Shreyas, for coordinating. I hope you found it interesting. And any questions, I can take it up.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Umamaheswari ji, for this fascinating insight and the short introduction that you gave. It took us into a deep understanding of what exactly is wellness, how it is within and without. And it is from these Indian knowledge systems, if only we tap into it, that we can pave the road for wellness. It was very interesting to know that even the Pancha Bhuta elements in the nature, how they also go on a high and an up as a season, as a cyclic season. And when that happens in nature, why the same thing is also happening within us. So we do gestures day in, day out, not understanding if it is properly harnessed and explored, how it can bring us into a well-being and our dependency on medicines. So I think 15 to 20 minutes a day doing these mudras, which is very simple, just like how we start the day with opening our eyes in the energy of the cup of the palms. Such a small gesture, but with a wealth of meaning behind it. So if only this is explained and understood by our youngsters, I think they will be more energetic. Ours is a country rich not only in natural resources but also in learning and scholarship, and that's why we are a country of seekers. We have so much that the West can learn the other way around in terms of spirituality and philosophy. It is imperative that we regain the comprehensive knowledge system of our heritage and demonstrate the Indian way of doing things to the world. Mrs. Umamaheswari has very well articulated the secret of good habits depend on, and health dependent on the balance of the 5 elements present within and without. The practice of the simple mudras is a road map to inner peace, strength, and overall well being. In this short time of 1 hour, which is hardly anything, she has given insights into the understanding of pranic energy, element based mudras, function based, and therapeutic mudras. Quite a knowledge basket of knowledge that we have picked up from you. It has. Thank you so much again for bringing this up for this interesting talk on this Nagara Panchami day, which the snake also has got so much of, yeah, I mean, influence and understanding of the Kundalini, awakening of the Kundalini power. So thank you so much once again. I now request Shreyas to please read out the questions if any.
Yes. Uh, Thank you very much, Mrs. Umamaheswari. So there aren't questions at the moment. So I request the participants to leave the questions if there are any. I will read out the general wishes and comments. So many of our participants have wished us good evening, Nandan Shastriji, uh, Chandni Praveen, M.R. Rao, Sudha Gopinath, and there are a few comments or remarks, uh, starting with MR Rao. Very good information on mudras and their importance. Thank you very much, Destination Heritage. Excellent lecture and enjoyed the evening. Thank you very much for that comment. We have Pratima Ravi Prakash, who says, Geeta, Umamaheswari ji is a treasure trove of mudras and their usefulness. She made us realize one can heal oneself with the mudras. Lots of heartfelt pranams to her and to you, Geeta ji. I would love to attend many more sessions of hers. Uh, Chandni Praveen ji has said very good information on mudras and has also thanked. Thank you so much. Uh, Mrs. Sudha Gopinath has left a comment. Very enlightening lecture. And she has a question. Can you kindly write the title of the book that you mentioned is available on Amazon? Yes, I.
So with that, are we done with the questions? Have you also checked the Facebook page?
Yes, I am able to see from both sources, and I
Okay.
think yes, everything is covered. Yes.
So I have on my WhatsApp from one Dr. Harihara Srinivasa Rao from Bengaluru, who says the presentation is very interesting and nice, and thanks a lot to Srimati Uma Maheshwari ji. I think this has been an eye opener, and maybe listening it for the first time, we are still digesting and ingesting. So that's why questions are not many, but whatever it is, it was a very interesting talk on such a simple subject. We do this mudras every day. It's very simple, but with a wealth of meaning behind it. And it is enormous. Once we understand and practice it daily, just spending 15 minutes morning and evening, I think we can change our imbalances within ourselves. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for making for your presence and also for attending the second webinar of Destination Heritage. So we will be having this again next month, and we hope that you will keep supporting us. Thank you. Good night and Shubharatri.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. I'll conclude with a shloka to the Pancha Mahabhutas having started. And since Geeta ji has been mentioning about Naga Panchami, very interesting is when we visit the temples, under the trees, you have those idols with Naga Pratishte, which is the twisted snakes. They are actually representative of our the Surya Nadi and Chandra Nadi. So the right side is your running to the universe, which we held the Samana Mudra is your Surya Nadi, the sun channel, and the left is your Chandra Nadi, the moon channel. So this Surya Nadi and Chandra Nadi are shown as intertwined. Of course, the internalized central Nadi is your Shushumna Nadi. So the right side is your Shakti, your Kriya Shakti, left side is your Jnana Shakti, and the central one is your Icha Shakti. These three have to be always in alignment, thought, word, and deed. Your thought, which is not visible to others, your Jnana Shakti saying the words, and your deed in your right side, they have to be in a balance at all times, which is why we bow down to the idols, a miniature version of ourselves represented on the stone idols there, and walk around the tree, and which gives us richness in our thought process itself, because it's the cosmic air purified by the trees which we are taking in when we are going around. So this being the occasion, Naga Panchami, having found them, so connecting with them on this wonderful day, and also mentioning that if your kriya shakti, all your actions are done with your right hand, including your asanas. You always start, for people into yoga, you always start asanas with your right side, and pranayama is always started with your left side, because it is the prana is directly connected to the brain. Anything into the nose goes directly to the masala, the head region. So pranayama is always started from the left side. Having said this, connecting with the nagas and Pancha Mahabhutas, I'll conclude the session. Neck and back straight, elbows relaxed, shoulders relaxed. Turn your palms above your head, eyes gently closed. Smile on the face, palms down to your Agnya chakra and down to your heart chakra, aligning your left and right cerebral energies, your aura, and your practical and emotional dimensions. As you stay with your breath, I'll chant the shloka. ॐ द्यौ शान्तिरन्तरिक्षं शान्तिः पृथिवी शान्तिरापः शान्तिरोषधयः शान्तिः वनस्पतयः शान्तिर्विश्वे देवा शान्ति ब्रह्म शान्तिः सर्वद्वं शान्तिः शान्तिरेव शान्तिः सामा शान्तिरेधि सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ओम् श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम् Continue with eyes closed. Rub your palms. Apply the energy all over your body. Again, rub your palms. Cup your gaze. Open your eyes into your Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Maheshwari ji. Simple ideas, simple thoughts, but the meaning behind them is so enormous. And the symbolization that you say, that the ordinary gestures that we have, for example, when we want to answer the call of nature, or when we want to awaken ourselves with the clicking of the thumb and the middle finger, or even when we are making a wish, and also the and coming to the intertwining of the snakes. So all this has got so much of understanding behind them. If only we are able to look into its depth. It's very simple. Maybe if we are able to absorb it, explore them, that will make for a very good lifestyle. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Shreyas. As always, without you, we are very helpless. So thank you for the wonderful way that you conduct the webinars. Thank you so much. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you.